live. Hello.
Hi, Tracy.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. This is Tracy K. I am the Joyful Voyager. I am a travel agent for those of you who do not know me. And today I'm excited. In the studio, I have a very special guest. But before I tell you who she is, I'm going to tell you why we're doing this broadcast. So, how many of you would ever think that travel and interior design go hand in hand? If you'd asked me that about a week or two ago, I never would have thought it either. But when I spoke to my wonderful friend Soraya, we got to talking. It was like, oh my goodness, we have got to bring this view to people. So while we're at home, we can learn something new and talk about another aspect of travel that we never would have dreamt. So today, I would like to introduce my guest in the studio, Soraya Tamadan of the Design and Staging Group. Soraya has over 25 years of experience in interior design. She has extensively traveled to over 20 countries. She lived in Scandinavia for several years, which we're going to touch on a little bit. And she's been, Portugal, so many places, and it has influenced how she approaches her design work. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Soraya Tamadan. Good morning.
Morning, Tracy. How are you today?
Really good. So let's get into this. So tell us, Soraya, tell us a little bit about, especially your years in Scandinavia, because we were talking a little bit about that. And how what you saw there influences what you do here. Let's go there first.
Well, I just want to, first of all, thank you for this. This is an amazing opportunity in these crazy times to reach people and share some experiences. I lived in Sweden for about 9 years, and when I look back, I realize that how your environment plays a role in how you have your home set up. In Sweden, they are very minimalistic. They have to make the home cozy and warm and feeling really good because they have extensive times, winter times, and when the sky is gray and there is no sign of suns for weeks a lot of times, and the winters are long, so, and it's cold, of course, so they have to incorporate some measures in their home so that they can stay healthy mentally, especially. But I would tell you, Swedish people are probably the most traveled people because of the environment. Yeah, they because it's so cold and it's dark and gray. They plan a lot of travels during the winter times. Of course, they have at least 1 month of vacation every year, so they spread it out and they travel to warm places.
So wait a minute, let me ask you a question. You said something key here. You said that at home in Sweden, because they have such long, cold winters, they have to actually make a comfortable oasis in their homes.
Yes.
And they do it. So we are, well, here in this country, in America, and well, everywhere actually, we're actually all experiencing our own Swedish, Scandinavian winter in a way. I mean, America, this is not usual for us here.
Yeah.
We do have winter, but we still were everywhere. We don't have the same thing where they kind of shelter in place for a lot of times during when it's really, really cold. So they have to, so how do we learn how to do what the Swedes have done?
Well, one thing I admired about Swedes was that they teach even from the early ages for people to not be afraid of the cold and be outside. So I don't know if that implements to us right now, because
you can go outside, just don't go near anybody.
Yeah, but then they always have light color finishes of wood. There is wood everywhere in the house, so you want to, even though you want to carry outside in, but inside has to be warm and livable. So they have light color wood on the floor because there's not much light, so you take every opportunity to let light in. So you never see heavy drapery, for example. The colors on the walls are always light. Even if you look at for example, the famous Gustavian style furniture, they're all very light in color and also in the look. You know,
So
nothing.
like my walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. At least it's something.
Yeah. But I mean, when say 20 years ago, when everywhere else they had a lot of dark colors, and Swedish people always had light. Always the coloring, you know, the color scheme in the house is light, so that, you know, they take advantage of their light, and whatever little that comes in gets reflected on the walls. They have mirrors, so you want to make that happen. And also they because when the inside is really light color and subtle, and they are very minimalistic, they like, you know, straight lines, not much stuff, so they have to warm it up somehow, you know. And they are great art lovers, you know. They have art hanging, they bring a lot of live plants into their rooms. So that's one thing you see in not only Sweden, but North Europe, I mean, that they have wider window sills, for example, because they put a lot of plants in the window sills. So a lot of different things. So when you know these things, the habits of the people, and then you look at a picture from maybe a Swedish magazine, then you understand why is it like that. You know?
So how, like here where we're located in the DC metro area, but this is for anybody anywhere really. Like just say that any of your clients that are here. Oh, and by the way, let me just mention, Soraya also does virtual design sessions, especially right now when, you know, coming into people's homes is not, she can do a virtual design session for you. And her website, you can see it down there, scrolling, designstaginggroup.com. Go there for further information on that. Because what I want to ask Soraya now is that all sounds wonderful. I want to hop on the first plane and go to Sweden. But since I can't, since I'm in my home, you would be able to help me. So let's take a practical example of how we're gonna, because what did you say? You said that they keep things light and bright, but things that around them have meaning.
Yes.
You know, everything has meaning. So that's what so like, for instance, we're just gonna do something really quick. I have a couple of things. I'm not showing you the rest of my office, no way. Because my desk is full. But I have some things. I'm a big proponent of keeping things around me that mean something. But that doesn't mean that I know the best way to display them or put them in my house so that they have the best impact and create the most warmth. So here I am. I'm your client. And I want to create a more warm, cozy feeling in my home so that I make the most. So I have a couple of items here today that I want to share. Okay, now this is like, you can't see the whole thing, but think of it, it's like a mini tapestry thing. It's it's like a rectangular thing, but you can kind of see it. My stepson made this when he was 7 years old, 7 or 8.
Oh, that's a precious thing.
Isn't that nice? So then you can help me decide whether I should hang this on the wall around my desk, or maybe I should lay it on a surface, and then I want to show you something else. Because these are things that have meaning so that you can help somebody else. So look, and I also have this. This is so cool. Let me see if everybody can read it. Travel is my therapy. I had a dear friend that when she went someplace, in the States actually, she brought that back for me, and I have that on my desk. So these are two things that I have meaning. So when you do a virtual consultation with me, you're going to look at whatever room or rooms that I would like some help with, especially families now, they need some help with that. And you can take things that I have and help me to use them.
I actually love doing that because you don't want your home to look like a model home. A lot of people see the model home. And then especially maybe now you can see why, because if you spend time inside your home, you have to be able to relate to the pieces that are in the house. You need that fuzzy, warm feeling by remembering, oh, we bought that in our travel to Europe, or oh, like that the piece you just showed me, my friend brought this. So you think of your friend. So all of these creates, good, uplifting emotions, which we really need on daily basis, and much more during these times that we are in. So I would like the tapestry you showed me would be a great thing to frame. Like if you have a shadow box, you can buy them, you can order the right size for your.
Ah,
So get a shadow box and put that in a shadow box. Maybe type something that you can put on there. Who made this? What year? And then put that, make it a memorable piece, and you can use that as an art piece for your office, for example.
what a great idea. Now, see, if it was me, see, without you, when I was thinking if I were going to hang it on the wall, I would have gone and got one of those command hooks, and then there, there you go.
Ah,
But
no,
see,
you
you
want
just,
to.
you made it special.
Exactly. You want to make it special because uh, that's how you make something special, by strategically placing in an important spot, like a focal point. You make a focal point out of it, but you also frame it to show how valuable it is for you. You want to preserve it. So in a shadow box.
So
Um,
let me ask you this.
mhm,
Okay, so let's just say right now families are at home
mhm,
and they may be congregating in their great room or whatever it is. And
mhm.
now, because they're in there so much time, things are different.
Yes.
So the house may feel different because, normally we're in and we're out. So you would be able to take a look at a room and even tell them, okay, arrange the furniture like so, move
Yeah.
this piece. So you can take what they already have, like what I have, and help them make a comfortable space.
I
Because
love
right now,
doing that actually. I call it a redesign, and that's really one of my favorite things to do because I love reusing items. I love the fact that we don't have to get out of the house. It's very practical. It's quick because everything is there. We shop in your home. Even if you are doing one room, we could, I want you to show me, more rooms. So that way, maybe one thing from one room works better in this room. And
yeah.
don't worry, because that's a lot of clients, when I go, they kind of are excusing themselves for the mess, but I tell them, if it was great, you wouldn't need me. So I'm used to seeing the mess, and then my job is to create order and beauty out of your mess.
And one thing you could probably help too, because now a lot of parents are now homeschooling or the kids are working at home. You can help them to set up a cozy learning space for the kids too, because that's
Yeah,
something that nobody would have thought about, say, 3 months ago.
that's
And
right.
let me ask you one other thing, since we're starting. I could talk to you all day. You're just
I
great,
know.
but let's swing over to travel. I want to ask you something as a person. As a travel advisor, I could tell people, well, because they ask me all the time, when do you think we can get back to traveling? And I say, as soon as possible, but I don't have a crystal ball. So what I wanted to ask you is, as an avid traveler yourself, going to Portugal, having lived in Sweden and all the places that you want to go, what is your outlook on your future travel plans? What would you share with people about travel? And are you looking forward to getting back to it?
Oh my
Um,
gosh, yes. I miss traveling so much. And I realized that more than traveling at this time, I miss planning for it. So I was thinking we can still plan. We can still plan for our travels. This is not going to stay this way. This shall pass too. And right now we have time to, arrange our travel and plan for what to do, where we go. So this is a great time to plan. I understand there are good deals in travels right now. So my older son and his wife, they purchased travel plans for half price, they told me, but they are planning to go in July or August. So
mhm.
this is a great time to plan, get great deals, and book hotels, and just just the idea of planning the travel gives you hope, and it is great to know what you're going to do, because I'm guessing if this period is done and over with and then you want to do it, then I guess it will be a lot of traffic and the prices will go up, and you know these things better. But
Yeah.
plan.
And you know what? You've just given me another great idea for another broadcast to do in the studio, helping people navigate when all of these things are going to come out, because not all of them are going to be in people's best interest to take advantage of. So that's another way. As the landscape for travel advisors change, I'm looking for ways I can serve. So you've just given me another great idea. So I'll have to develop it. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You're so inspiring. In fact, let me put in a plug for you right now. Soraya did the window treatments for my new home, and it was more than just, I mean, she helped me pick the proper colors and everything, you know, because you want to make sure you pick the right thing, you're spending money. But she even told me what not to use in certain rooms, like the bathroom. I mean, I didn't want to use the same window treatments in the bathroom, is like because of the humidity and all of that. So she guides you through all of that. She's got great, I mean, she can even, my goodness, you could even show, because you have these really cool things you can show people even virtually. You could do, yeah. So I would encourage you, if you are looking to revamp your space right now. She also does color consultations, which is huge. If you're looking at painting your house, you don't want to spend money on paint that doesn't work. So anyway, get a hold of Soraya, designstaginggroup.com, designstaginggroup.com. Soraya, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Tracy. This was a pleasure for me as well. I love talking to you because you understand travel so well, and
thank you.
It's just wonderful that you are doing this for people. You bringing hope to people's life when you know some people can get really deep into the sadness of the situation. But this will pass, and I'm really, really thankful for you.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, and everybody out there who is tuned into the broadcast, have a wonderful day. If you have any comments, leave them under the broadcast in Facebook. Thank you so much, Soraya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.